Okay, so I'm going to leave this recording because I don't think, I gotta actually put up metrics, show, there we go, because I don't think that, that 3D Mark was reading the temperatures right, because I'm like, it was showing that it never went over 4 degrees Celsius. I don't believe that. Not on a, don't believe that at all. Yeah, I was gonna say, because there's no way that card, that RX Vega 56 is going to run at 34 degrees Celsius. Hoping it actually goes down to this, like it's recording at. And, no way that that Vega 56 is running at 7% CPU load. So that didn't make any sense. It's a lot more like what I expected. I know the R9 Fury was running like fucking, there's no way that my R9 Fury was getting up to like 75 degrees or so on Fire Strike regular. Okay, this is a lot more realistic than what I went with. That's a lot closer to what I expected. Really well. That team is still, with only 2 fans, running cooler than my R9 Fury thing. I mean, yes, this is 350 watts compared to supposed to be 50 watts, 220 that's what it's on. Yeah, it's supposed to be like, I think 250 watts is the max. No, I think I have seen these still pull more if you let them. I'm not letting it. No reason to. It's just fine and balanced. I don't even have this at sub turbo because yeah, there's multiple reasons. So okay, so it ended at 7%. No, it's 7% CPU load. CPU if it's 7%. Ooh, excuse me, CPU load. That makes sense. And yeah, so this I don't know. I'm trying to remember Extreme. If that runs actual 1440p or not, because that would make sense if it is, because that's what I've got my monitor at. New monitor, yay! Pixio PX329. They had a fucking good deal on both of these items. Like this was going for like 329 on Newegg. New on Newegg. Not even like refurb, because they had a refurb as well for 320, and I was tempted, but like they had one new for $10 more after a $30 discount, so or a $20 discount. So I was well more than willing to get an actual new one rather than a refurb for $10 more. And then they had the RX Vega 56, the Gigabyte OC edition, for 280 after a $30 discount, because originally it was going for 310. Now those all of a sudden are down to 269. So I'm like, if you haven't grabbed one, and if you don't have a RX Vega 56 and you've been interested in one, or interested in like a GTX 1070 Ti, and you want to try to save to get like a FreeSync panel like this, FreeSync 32-inch FreeSync VA panel that goes up to 165 hertz, 144 hertz on FreeSync, 165 hertz with no adaptive sync on. and 1440p. For 330, I mean, shit. If you want something like that, and you want to power something like that, I say you want to power something like that. Without having to spend like $150 extra for a GC comparable GC panel or more. And you don't want to be as power hungry as an R9 Fury, and you want even better performance than an R9 Fury, almost as good as 2, honestly. Not quite. Like, even Vega 64 is not quite. Like, Radeon 7 would definitely beat out 2 R9 Furies. But, and if you're wanting to go that route for $270 new, new in box, you know, it wasn't a refurb or anything. And that's without any discounts currently. That just checked them earlier today. I'm kind of thinking about, you know, emailing Newegg like, hey, you guys have a price match guarantee on everything, right? And I know that there is like a policy about it. Like, it's only on things that technically say it's listed there. But I'm like, hey, you know, I just bought this last week and literally hadn't even been delivered until today. Hell, it wasn't even supposed to come until tomorrow. And it's already $10 cheaper, you know. It's apparently a 6-day sale, so you know you guys you have what, maybe until Tuesday at the most before before they go off sale again. So great time to grab a RX Vega 56 if you're looking at one, and it's gonna give you something like this, you know, over 9,000 Firestrike Extreme. That's pretty damn good considering. Save that. Yeah, save R1700 RX Vega 56 Extreme. There we go. Considering, you know, this is on compared with an R7 1700 at 4 gigahertz with 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM at 32 megahertz. A little mini ITX build, honestly. It's on, on a little dinky ASRock AB350 Gaming Fatality mini ITX board. Phenomenal, you know, phenomenal value for the size. So actually, I think it's probably one of the best mini ITX Ryzen boards out there for what you get. I mean, for what you pay for. And then you compare that online. I mean, it's on Firestrike. It was on on Time Spy it was considered 4K. I think on Firestrike it was considered 4K. Firestrike Extreme, whatever reason, not considered 4K. Okay, whatever. Don't get it. But it's also, I haven't overclocked the GPU at all. Haven't messed with any of the settings. You know, this is stock right out of the box. And it's honestly really good. I do like the fact that compared to a reference model Vega 56, this actually has an extra, I think it's an extra HDMI port, because instead of 2 HDMIs and 3 display ports, it's 3 HDMIs and 3 display ports. Which on this monitor I just use one of the display ports because that's the ones that go up to 144 and 165 hertz. I'm not sure about the HDMI. I think goes up to 144, but one of them here, if you keep the FreeSync off, will go up to 165 hertz, which is pretty damn nice. And honestly, like I said, for the price, I think the color is really good. It definitely. I mean, there are some caveats to the stand it comes with. It does not only tilts. It does not telescope or height adjust or anything like that. You know, you can't spin it, nothing like that. But they do sell a stand for it. I think it's like an extra 30 or 40 bucks. That's kind of the idea, is getting you in on the buying the extra stand, which is really cool. I mean, if I need to, I've got mounts for these, not stand mounts. Unfortunately, they're wall mounts, but that's still something I've been considering. But with the size of this, 32 inches, I'm not really considering getting another wall mount or another monitor. I just don't, one, have the space, and two, I don't feel like I need to with this size of monitor. But yeah, I mean, this is a perfect card for driving, like a, decent mid to high end system at 1440p. And it's a really easy way to get you into those higher end, VSync or not VSync, but FreeSync panels, and even FreeSync 2. Not that I'm trying to remember if Vega 56 actually supports it, but either way. Yeah, it's definitely a good time to start picking those up. I mean, especially that particular one on Newegg. Like I said, it's the Gigabyte RX Vega 56 OC edition. If I remember correctly, that's the exact model. It should say it here in detailed or settings. Nope, no settings. Okay. Yeah, it's ordered 9,000 on Firestrike, and it handled obviously Firestrike Extreme. Hell, I could probably do Firestrike Ultra and be just fine too. And it's better than 72% all results. That's with just and honestly, what I feel like was a mild overclock on this Ryzen 1700. It didn't stutter at all. Like there was no issues pushing it to 4,000. Like a lot of people, I feel like I thought, 30, put it 30 higher, 3.8 gigahertz, and stay there, see if it's fine, then push it to 4 and drop it back if it doesn't stay stable, and having a stability issue, period. At 4,000. I'm actually thinking about pushing it like 4.2 or something a little higher. So yeah, now I can actually see. Yeah, yeah. Actually, using these V-Color RGB. What is it? This V-Color Skywalker Prism RGB DDR4 RAM at 3200 megahertz. These were a phenomenal value. I really liked them. I think they were like 110 bucks or something like that for 16 gigs. That's really good. Even now with DDR4 prices dropping, I just got these like back in like what January, February, or something. Um, really good. I was surprised at how easy it was just to push them up to 3200 megahertz. Like just literally fucking set the XMP and that was it. I thought it would have compatibility issues or something. Like I kind of had some issues with like my Gale Super Loose RGB uh, sticks, but none with these. They look pretty damn nice, honestly. Yeah, port at 4, maximum at 3.992. I've been really happy with this build, honestly. And I guess I'll name it again because I still gotta go back into the actual system settings and name it. I forgot. It's MiniNuke update. Like it's not some. This isn't a system I'll plan it run really at 4K, honestly. But 1440p. Now that I've actually got a 1440p monitor to match with it, definitely. Like that was the plan, whether I got that card or not, because I was going to get the monitor no matter what. But since the card was at such a good price, I decided to get the card too. Since I've been kind of looking at that, so I can pop my. This is actually my second R9 Fury Sapphire Nitro. Not Nitro Plus, unfortunately, like I had before, but I planned on popping this back in the X79 rig with the E5 1650 V2 because, well, that's kind of where it was before with an E5 2670, and I kind of would like to have that back. And that'll probably push just past this system, not by much, but it'll still be definitively past this one. At some point, I'll put like an 8 core, which means I have to go all the way up to the 1680 V2, which is not cheap. I kind of don't relish doing that because then I'm spending almost. I'm not. You're not. I wouldn't be too far off from spending like probably at least i7 9700K money. Actually, double check see how much those are. i7 9700K. Let's see. Yeah, I'd be pretty damn close because I think they're going actually 8700K money. I think they're going for about 380 for those 16A V2s. Right around. I know they're going just over like 300 at least, like 300 to 400 or so. Like you can find them on a deal sometimes. I had a chance once or twice to get them for less than 3, I think, but I didn't want to pull the trigger at the time, considering the 1650 V2 was only $100, and at the time that's what it had, and it was still better, you know, had the money for it, and it still was quite a bit better than the E5 2670, which was half that. It's $50, but you know, less cores, higher clock speeds, and it's actually unlocked, so it's a lot easier to overclock. Though I haven't had a chance to push it yet. Just haven't had a chance to play around with it. Which is what I plan to do now that I've put a better cooler on it too. That's what I was in the middle of doing. I was just like, you know, I don't want to record. So I wanted to record, see if my eyes weren't lying to me. That yes, it actually was getting hotter than Firestrike originally said. Because I think it was saying stuff like this. 9% GPU load. I'm like, come on, that's nowhere even close. 206 megahertz GPU memory clock. And no way this thing was... Okay, see, that's true. That's a lot truer. 55.8 degrees Celsius. It was actually starting to read like right at the end there for some reason. But like none of this, I know none of this is true. Like it did not, it totally did not. Oh, that's, yeah, GPU. No, that's CPU temperature. Okay, see, that's, no, wait, which one? Okay. Okay, see, that's CPU temperature. That's true there. But this, there's no way this thing was running just straight across 24 degrees Celsius and straight across 9% GPU load. I'm like, okay. For whatever reason, 3D Mark is not reading right. So that's why I went and did recording. I'm like, you know, at least I know Radeon Relive will record properly. Will actually record the temperature. So I don't remember if Time Spy was reporting it right, but the problem is I don't have the upgrade right now, and I've had a chance or two to pick it up at a decent price. I just didn't want to do it yet. So well, anyway, whatever. I'm going to stop recording now, and then I'm going to probably pop over to Division 2 once I finish up with the other build. You can't see it here, but I don't feel like possibly knocking off that camera by trying to twist it. So I'll see you guys later.